Let's take a look at the updated CN model in the video. The update includes an 8-step 2.1 CN model and allows for facial retopology or local secondary edits, making our faces more aligned with the Lora model. This is still about addressing the final step we discussed last time, especially when our screen size is large enough. Perform facial repair. Next, let's take a look at the workflow. I've selected the RunningHub online ComfyUI platform, which is also the most commonly used AI workspace by ComfyUI users. The latest and best technologies are updated in sync on this platform. So here we see the 2.1 update for CN, which updates such a model you can directly load it. If we could originally run the non-accelerated CN model without any issues, then the recommended number of steps by the official is actually quite high, around 30 to 50 steps. Especially when combining the local repaint feature of CN, I once used 50 steps, 25 steps up and down. So after switching to this 8-step CN, we can reduce the total number of steps, and in fact, the total number of steps can be set to 8. The online version has updated the sculpture model with the CN node, which is not significantly different from our original nodes. Then the mask of this new node is active. If we want to redo the painting, we need to input the image and mask here, and then proceed with the image. And the mask, which is the original image and its mask. This image shows the pre-processed image. During the process of redrawing the sculpture, we introduce a pre-processed control image to enhance the quality of the redrawn result. This is the update for CN. Nothing else has changed. You still need to go through refining like before. For example, in this partial redraw flow, originally our face took up a relatively small proportion, consistent with the normal model's level of consistency. The final result won't be very high, so we proceed with this method. First, we isolate the face and make a separate copy. Then we enlarge and redraw it, and finally reattach it. The outcome is quite obvious. Navigate to RunningHub and click AI, or click the link in the introduction to register and you'll get 1200 gigabytes. Logging in every day will also give you 100 points. The corresponding AI workflow and one-click start AI applications have been deployed online and can now be run and tested online. So let's continue to look at this redrawing and pasting process. We redraw and reattach these nodes, which are core components. We then paint a specific area on the loaded image, and along this mask, we perform a crop. After trimming, you can appropriately enlarge it. I'm scaling it based on the length of its longer side. For example, I set a value like 1536 to perform the scaling. After zooming in, we perform a local repaint. We crop a square around our mask and then do a local repaint. Make the face more similar, but other parts remain unchanged. So when we put it back, it should still fit into the process smoothly. This is still an exploratory process with many uncertainties. Since the start of the video, our first step is to prepare a necessary model, which is the NOR model for our character. This requires us to train and load it ourselves. The re-rendering here uses the NOR model to restore facial consistency. The re-rendering node is based on internal model conditions, as it's the only practical option available. If we use the CN model here, the results will be very poor, as it cannot perform large-scale repainting effectively. Therefore, we choose not to involve the CN model. In fact, involving the CN model may even hinder the performance of the Lora model, leading to the opposite effect. Load the character's Lora model and set up the prompts. For the prompt section, using something like face is sufficient. Noise reduction can be set high or low, and even used to its maximum. Why use the node for redrawing and pasting back? And do you know how to hand paint it? Using nodes like Face Detailer to detect facial features is very troublesome because it's hard to select left and right sides accurately, and finding some nodes isn't very smart. So it's better to just paint manually. Such scenes with so many faces, how do we know who to detect? Direct application is simpler and more intuitive. Further back, we can still zoom in, for example, by splitting the image into blocks and enlarging them here. Because we're using the LOR model, theoretically, we can further enhance facial similarity. Or maybe we already think the face is similar enough so we can directly use 4VR. Just zoom in a bit. So most of the time, this channel shares open source models and projects, but closed source models are where RunningHub really shines. He brought down the prices of many popular models, such as V2 Kelling and Wanxiang. Some specifications were even lower than the official published prices. The more you use it, the more you'll realize that saving up bit by bit really saves money in the long run.